coverage you can count on.
6:18 coverage of the economy right now on KSLA News 12 this morning. Time to talk a little dollars and cents. And as always, we have a guest from the Williams Financial Advisors in Shreveport this morning. Steve Darden is here. Steve, good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Doug.
All right. I sit here and read it all the time. Viewers sit at home and watch it. They see their banks being talked about in the news a lot. I get a little nervous. I don't really fully even understand what it means when I see my bank mentioned. Bank of America getting mentioned a lot. The SEC is kind of taking another look at them. What's going on with those
They
guys?
are. And what happened is back, I guess, in late 2008, Merrill Lynch, which was a brokerage house and an investment banking house, essentially was on the verge of failure. Okay, they were, in fact, going bankrupt. So Bank of America stepped in and agreed to acquire Merrill Lynch. And in the process of that, if you think about all of the stakeholders in Bank of America, you've got, of course, stockholders who need to have all the information laid in front of them to make a decision as to, do we make this acquisition or don't we? Well, Merrill Lynch, and in the process of that acquisition, all the cards weren't laid on the table. The losses at Merrill were much, much greater than what the stockholders of Bank of America were led to believe. So you get down the road a little bit and these losses are much greater. So then you're faced with, okay, well what happened here? And it could have been on three levels in my mind. It was either gross incompetence, meaning the people at Merrill simply didn't know that the losses were going to be as great as they turned out to be, or it could be an error of omission, meaning they just didn't let all the information out to the stockholders of Bank of America before they voted. Or it could have been outright fraud, meaning they knew
but didn't tell the truth. But isn't Bank of America the one that has the spotlight on them? And those three samples sounds like it was Merrill Lynch that didn't do something.
Merrill Lynch now is Bank of America, though. I mean, the acquisition went through. So
they take it on the chin.
Absolutely, they take it on the chin. And they may very well be culpable in this thing, too, because what happened, one other complicating factor in the midst of this is that the executives at Merrill Lynch were awarded huge bonuses right before this acquisition, or in the process of this acquisition. Yeah, and I mean, it's a messy deal, and the SEC has brought new charges.
What could be the end result of these charges?
You know, it could be anything from fines against Bank of America. It could, you know, if it turns out that it's outright fraud, at this point the SEC says they're not going after individuals in terms of actually making individuals responsible and put them in trouble, potentially even in jail. But, you know, if it turns out that it's outright fraud, you never know. It could turn out to be something that drastic.
Just a couple seconds here. Customers of Bank of America today, they may walk in to make a deposit or a withdrawal. Should they be angry that this is going on? Does it really affect them in their daily doings?
There's a lot of uproar about that, and a lot of new blog posts are encouraging people to go to smaller community banks. And the reason is, as long as your account's under $250,000, it's just as safe in one bank as it is in another, because it's FDIC insured. Right, exactly.
Cut it close for me, boy.
So for
thank goodness.
People,
I'm barely nicked in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too.
It's such a small percentage. It's got $250 million just hanging out in the checking account.
So, you know, if people are outraged, then yeah, you know, go to a small bank.
All right, Steve, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
As always, every Tuesday we have the folks in from Williams Financial talk to us a little bit about just what's going on in our economy.